Hello everyone. Let's start with the next topic of retail management, that is merchandise management in retailing. Before starting with this, what is merchandise? Merchandises are the stock or the goods that is to be maintained in the retail stores or in the retailing organizations, and the management of these type of merchandises will be merchandise management. It starts with merchandise and merchandise management. Main objective of the store layout is to maximize the interface between customers and merchandise. It provides easy accessibility to the customers to view the offerings of the store. Basically, in merchandise, we are going to gather all the items or all the goods in a retail store according to the customer's needs and preferences and according to the benefits providing by the retail organizations to the customers. It provides easy accessibility to the customer because whatever type of stock, whatever type of merchandise we are going to manage in the retailing store, it will be going to create interest in the customers for accessibility of those particular merchandises in the store. Merchandise management focuses on the planning and controlling of the retailers inventories. Again, the management of such type of merchandises will be focusing on the planning and controlling of these inventories in the retailing store, as a stock as well as the display items. The role is to balance the financial requirements of the company with a strategy for merchandise purchasing. The role of merchandise management is to balance the financial requirements of the company and managing the merchandises on the basis of that financial position of a company in the store. Similarly, while we are going to purchase with the merchandises for the organization, the merchandising purchasing will be totally depending up to the financial or the financials or the investments of the company. We believe the complex role of merchandise management can be defined as the planning and implementation of the acquisition, handling and monitoring of merchandise categories for an identified retail organization. As per the retail organization's requirements, as per the retail organization's planning and implementation of the merchandises, the things are being managed on the retail stores. For example, if the store is of a apparel, and so that whatever type of apparel industry or whatever type of apparel store it is there with the retailing requirements, so that it will be going to plan and implemented on the basis of that, and it will be monitored on the basis of that. Secondly, the outcome of merchandising is a set of rights and which are achieved through the merchandising process. Actually, the merchandising or whatever merchandise management is going to be done, it is totally depending up to the uh, uh, goal or to the outcome whatever our organization need to acquire. Basis of retail merchandising. The retail merchandising is being based on product and merchandising management is key activity in the management of retail business, because in a retail business everything is been depending up to the availability of the stock, everything is been depending up to the display management, everything is been depending up to the variety, the quantity arranged in a particular retailing store, because there are number of competitor existing in a single place where a retail organization is being established, so that the product and merchandising management is a is a key activity in the management of retail business. Secondly, the primary function of retailing is to sell merchandise. Though the retail management is directly facing the to the customers, or the retailers are the people those are being directly giving responding towards the customer, so that the primary function of retailing is to manage with the merchandise and to sell the merchandise to the customers. On the next, one of the most strategic aspect of the retail business is to decide the merchandise mix and quantity to be purchased. The most of the strategic aspect, that is the retail business, is to decide with the merchandise mix how many and which type of merchandises the retailer must keep, and similarly the quantity needed for each and every category and each and every type of products. Come to the next, that is merchandising can be termed as the planning, buying and selling of the merchandising. Merchandise management completely focuses on what type of merchandises are being needed, how to buy it, and where how to sell it to the customers. The complete process of this merchandising will be depending up to on all these three terms. Role of merchandiser. The role of merchandising is depending up to again with the plan, as they buy the items and as they sell the particular merchandises to the customers. It starts with the merchandiser is responsible for planning and controlling and operational activities. As I've told you, the merchandising management or a merchandiser is going to have a proper planning of a merchandise. Again, on the basis of that, they will control it, and on the basis of that, they will be doing their operational activity on the floor. Come to the next, that is successful execution of the role will require close liaison with and support for smooth supply for the retail buyer. The successful execution, if the if the merchandiser is going to have a correct planning and correct buying activity, as well as with the operational activity in a retailing store, so it will be going to give a close link between and support for smooth running of the retail buyers for the retail buyers. Next is merchandise planning considerations include. Whenever the merchandise plannings are being done, it considers first, that is marketing considerations, whatever the marketing activities, whatever the promotion activities, whatever the selling activities they can do. Second thing is merchandise strategy option, that is whatever the strategy they can make for to buy the merchandise or to supply the merchandise, or having the logistic management system and everything. That is whatever type of strategic options merchandisers will be having, on the basis of that they plan. Come to the third, that is type of customer base. Whatever type or the segment a retailing store is going to attract, that is again a matter when the merchandise planning has been going to done. Which type of customers, whether they are the low income customer, whether they are middle income customer, or they are higher income customers, or they are the females, or they are the males, or which age group people will be going to be the base customers of any of the group. So whatever the type of customer base will be there, on the basis of that the planning is going to be done. Come to the next, that is financial consideration. Again, the budgeting, the financial, the investments of the organization matter when the merchandise plannings are been there. So whatever investment, जितना investment होगा, जितना particular amount होगा organization के पास, उसके basis पे they buy the merchandise, they plan for that particular type of merchandising. And the last, that is merchandise assortment search. Assortment is the number of items or number of merchandises a particular retailing store can keep. That is the assortment. So that whenever the planning is going to be done, the assortment will be the merchandiser have to find the type or the variety of items what they can keep in their stores. Next is category management. Category management is actually the term which is very important when the merchandise management is being done. As per the categories going to be involved in the retailing store, as the number of categories a particular retailer want to keep in their store, as the particular merchandise management is will be lengthy, or it will be on the basis of that. Category management is related to decision over groups of products that are selected and placed to satisfy use occasions or consumption patterns. That is category management, as I have told you, कि group of products, that means कितने products आपको रखने हैं, कितने आप particularly place करेंगे, कब place करेंगे, जो customers को satisfy करेंगे. जब आप ये सब चीजें देखते हैं तो it will be termed as a category management. This is based upon strategic retailing principle that attempt to maximize sales and profit, and may also include trade patterns. It is a strategic retailing principle. It will be totally depending up to the retailing store structures or the particular principle on which they are being made. जिस टाइप का उनका इम्पोर्टेंस रहेगा, जिस टाइप के प्रिंसिपल्स वो बना के रखेंगे अपने रिटेल स्टोर के लिए, उसके बेसिस पे उनकी कैटेगरीज मैनेजमेंट रखते हैं. अगर कोई ऑर्गेनाइजेशन चाहता है कि मैं सिर्फ एक ब्रांड के सारे आइटम्स रखूं, फॉर एग्जाम्पल अमूल पार्लर्स, और मे बी विद द रिलायंस ट्रेंड, और मे बी विद द any of the west side or something like that, so they are having their principles, like they are only going to keep those particular items which will be relying on their principles. So that whenever this category management is going to be done, it will be going to totally depending up to the retailing principles or the strategies what the organization is going to is having, or their trade patterns, and that is going to maximize their sales and profit. Come to the next, that is unsold merchandise. Unsold merchandise at the end of a trading day represent an opportunity that has been lost forever. Means at the, when the category management has done and the number of items are being grouped into a merchant in a floor of a retailer, those items which are being not sold at the trading day closing or closing of the day, those particular items slowly they are going to lost from the retailing store. So for that also category management is important, so that not no such type of items must be placed, so that the loss of items will be reduced. It relies on creating, ranging and merchandising, pricing new product introductions and promotions. When we will go with the category management, it is going to help us in creating, ranging and merchandising, pricing and new product introductions and promotions. Corona in 1998 indicated that category management is now about creating closer relationship between suppliers and retailers, because there are n number of retailers available, there are n number of brands available. So whatever the relationship between the suppliers and retailers will be there, on the basis of that the category management is nowadays going to, taking place. Challenges faced by retailers in category management. There are various challenges those are being faced by retailers in category management. That is the first, that is product development sourcing, that and sourcing. That is when the products are being developed, when the products the are being developed, the availability of that product and the source through which the particular products will be available to the retailers, that is very big problem right nowadays. Because again, as the number of competition, there are number of systems are there which has been going to have with the delivery of the products, so that it is again a challenge from where to buy and from who will be the source of sending those particular items to the retailers. Next is the supplier management, again because there are number of rules and principles of retailers as well as with the suppliers also. So the supplier management is important, because as the manufacturer or the supplier is going to manage their businesses, as the retailers are going to get with the products, so that whatever supplier management is there, it will going to help retailers to have the category management. Next is the buying, again the buying decisions, when to buy, at what time the delivery time of the product will be there, at what options the particular retailer can get the product, what is the commission level, whatever the, so what are the buying options, and what is the time period of buying it is again a challenge for retailers. Next is merchandising, again the assortment of merchandising, which type of merchandises, which brands must be kept, the number of items will be the number of items to be managed in the store, all the particular things are there. Those are again facing the retailers are facing the challenges. Come to the next, that is distribution. Again the distribution, the channel of distribution, the mode of distribution, the way the goods will be delivered to the retailers, the process of that delivery, all the things will be again a challenge in for the retailer. Next is retail operations, whatever the retailer is having operation management, whatever the process, whatever the strategy they are having for their retailing operations, that is again a problem for the retailers in for a category management. Next is merchandise range planning. Again, after category management decision, a particular merchandiser must have a range planning. What is a range? Range is a width and depth of the items the particular retailer is going to kept. That is, width is the assortment and the depth is the in a particular item, the how many options a particular retailer can keep. For example, if you will say a particular brand like if you will say a particular brand like Reebok, a Reebok will be having a large number of it in a there, because they are having a number of assortment in their particular single brand, and the depth will be, if they are going to keep a shoes of a Reebok, there will be n number of varieties and n number of size, n number of color options, n number of particularly features of a particular product will be there. So a particular merchandiser must know that what type of range planning they must be having. What will be the range? What will be the even the pricing of that particular product must be there. Similarly, a retailer's stock range can be described in terms of width and depth with the extent of each determined by company policy. This is sometimes assortment. Width will relate to the number of categories as I've told you, and however depth relate to the sizes, styles and prices within a product class. Developing the range planning and merchandise allocation plan. When the range planning is being done, how it can be developed? It requires first understand the selection process of consumers, which type of goods are being liked by consumers, how they select the particular products. So on the basis of that, the ranges will the particular range is to be decided. Second, deciding upon core and seasonal merchandising, like whatever the season, whatever the occasion, whatever the particularly festival or whatever the need of the customer will be there at that time moment. On the basis of that, the range must be planned. Third, aging the range, that is on the basis of style, fashion, trend, size, color options, whatever the color right now the trend has been there. On the basis of that, again the range planning will be there. Next is taking into consideration the sales to stock level target, that is whatever the sales or the desires are being there right now of the targets. On the basis of that, the stock must be maintained, and on the basis of that, the range planning is to be done. And the last, that is relating the range plans to individual stores and possible promotional plans. Again, the range plans is going to be depending up to individual stores and their localities, their customer groups, and on the basis of that, the possible promotion plans are being made. Next is retail merchandise management system. A retail merchandise management system is having two options with them. They can either they can go with the retail logistics by them by their own, and second, that is by the three subsets subsystems. When they will adopt with the retail logistics, like all the logistics created by the manufacturers, they are going to help them to buy the particular items. Just they have to keep in their store and distribute into the store and hand to the hand of the customer. For example, if those particular organizations or those are having a brand oriented, like again Amul, if we will say Amul will be have the manufacturer is having their own logistics, just retailer has to buy it, and they will only send to the particular retailers. The retailers will buy those merchandises, and they will get according to the distribution and hand to the customers. And similarly, the second option with the merchandise management system can be the three sub system, that merchandise buying, then ordering, and then handling. On the basis of their requirements of the that is on the basis of retailers requirement, they will plan the merchandise, they will buy it, they will order it, and they will handle it on totally depending up to their choice. And there the two parts may, one is with the manufacturer's choice, and other one is with the retailer's choice. Merchandise buying. A merchandise buying can have a further process when the merchandisers are going to plan for the merchandise buying. First is they have to decide with the merchandise buying which type of merchandise they want to buy. After that, they are going to identify the sources of supply from where they can buy those particular merchandises. After that, they have to contact to the suppliers. After identifying, they have to contact to the suppliers, and after contacting, they will evaluate the sources of supply, how they can get with the those particular items which they have planned. And after that, they have to negotiate with sources of supply, whatever the suppliers are going to quote the price, and whatever the retailers are going to quote the price, they have to negotiate it, and finally they have to take the decision of merchandise buying. Next is buying process. Merchandise buying process will be having a some consideration like manufacturers versus wholesaler as vendor, because retailers are the end of that channel of distribution. So whatever the people above them, that whether they are with the manufacturers or they are the wholesalers, they will be the vendors for the retailers. So that whatever buying process will be there, they first come to know that retailers must come to know that who are the previous vendors for them. Second thing, that is determine suitability of the product. whatever which type of product they are suitable for the store, or which type of product are being suitable from which type of vendors. It has been requirement of the retailers, like which type of quality, colors, durability and extra are being providing by which type of vendors, and what is the exact suitable products they can buy. Next is determine suitability of distribution. Again, the availability, order time, consistency, etc. are being the part of this type of, like whenever the retailers are been going to have the distribution or going to decide with the buying process, they have to see with the all the suitable things when the distribution has been going to be made. Next is the price. Again, what type of price has been going to be quote for which type of product by the people from where they are been buying it. So again, the price, because on the base of that they are going to earn with the profit and the commission. Come to the next, that is promotional support. Again, the retailing store or the retailer must know that what type of promotional support they are going to get from manufacturers or from the wholesalers, or they are going to bear all the promotionals by themselves. So whatever decisions are there, they have to analyze that also. And the last, that is service support, whether the service support are been provided by the manufacturer, or they have to go with their own, or the customers have to go with their own, that the retailer must know while they are having with the buying process. The next is methods of merchandise planning. While the merchandise planning is being done, there are number of methods a particular merchandise planner can have, or merchandiser can have. The first method, or that is gross margin return on inventory method. The second, inventory turnover. Next is basic stock method. Next is percentage variation method. Next, weeks supply method, and last one is the stock to sales method. Let's start method, that is gross margin return on inventory method. That is, the term itself has been suggesting, that is return on invest inventory. Whatever inventory the particular organization is having, on the base of that, the merchandises are being planned. That is, GMROI is equal to gross margin percentage multiplied by sales of to stock ratio. Whatever the sales has been made and whatever the stock has been there, on the basis of that, and whatever the margin they are in having. For example, if there is are 10 items of a same product as in a stock, and already 15 items has been sold in the market, so that what is the ratio of this particular thing, and on the basis of this margin, the next merchandise can be planned on this. That is on the basis of inventory, and on the basis of return on inventory what we have got in the last month. On the basis of that, the merchandise planning is being done. The second method is inventory turnover. Inventory turnover is the method where it is totally depending up to inventory only, not on the basis of the other thing. It is not on the whatever return we are getting, it is totally depending up to the inventory turnover from last so many times, whatever the number of inventory we have managed and what we have got out of that sale. Inventory turnover we can see like equal to net sales divided by average inventory at retail. So after average inventory, we can get from the number of months, from the long number of months, or the what we have evaluated from the large from the so many months, and after that we are going to get with the inventory turnovers. So inventory turnover method will be totally depending up to inventory. Basic stock method. Again, the basic stock method is the average monthly sale for the season equal to total planned sale for the season divided by number of months in the season. A particular, when we will talk about inventory turnover method, it will be going to evaluate a inventory for a long time of period. But in basic stock method, we are going to evaluate a stock for or and a sales for the number of months, or 2 or 3, or for the number of season what we for which we are going to calculate. So some of the retailers are going to rely on basic stock method also to evaluate their merchandise and to plan with the merchandises. Next is stock to sales method. Stock to sales method, it is again SSM method. It is important, and maximum number of retailing stores are been going to adopt such type of method also. That is average beginning of month stock to sales ratio for the season is equal to number of months in the season divided by desired inventory turnover rate. That is, stock to sales, whatever stock we have maintained and whatever the sales we have done, how many time it has been taken to complete that particular stock to the sale. On the basis of that, the SSM method has been evaluated. Next is percentage variation method. PVM method can be calculated on the basis of BOM, that is beginning of month stock, equal to average stock of for season multiplied by half, in bracket 1 plus planned sales for the month divided by average monthly sales. That is, this type of method is percentage variation method. Percentage variation method has been planned on the basis of sales we have done on the basis of average stock. Next is weak supply method. Weak supply method, it has been totally again till time we are been evaluating either on the basis of month or season. In weeks supply method, it is written over there, that is number of weeks to be stocked. कितने दिन का हमको स्टॉक मेंटेन करना है, कितने टाइम पीरियड के लिए we have done already average sales for the same particular product. So when we are going to evaluate this, the weak supply method has been done. Come to the next, that is determinants of merchandise mix. The merchandise mix determinants are the breadth and depth of the items, as the particular number of items or the categories we want to keep, or the size of the items we want to keep. On the basis of that, the merchandise mix has been depending. The constraints are finances, the amount what we are having, the space in the store, the turnover what we are going to generate, and the market for which we are going to capture. Merchandise ordering. Merchandise ordering is the ordering of the merchandise after completing buying process. We have to decision. We have to order it when we are going to decide the what type of items we have to buy. Now we are going to order it. While we are ordering it, there are certain systems through which a retailer can order it. The first, that is traditional purchase order system. That is, it is often adversarial relationship with the suppliers. Whatever the relationship with the suppliers will be there, on the basis of that the orders are being placed by the retailers. Second is quick response system. Quick response system is the uses of computer technology, partnership of vendors and retailers. That is, they are been just going to code their orders into the computer system, then supplier are going to deliver it to the retailers. Next is electronic data interchange technology, connecting like mm, immediate or quick responses system. It has been there, that is, every time whatever it has been demanded by the retailer, simultaneously it has been going to be through the suppliers, and continuously they are delivering the items from the their manufacturing unit to the retailers. So this is again a type of thing ki they will not have a time period to be or the particular retailer to be asked for the goods, as the data is been interchanged, as the suppliers are going to supply them order the particular things. Just in time delivery system, just in reduces inventory requirements. Whenever just in time, it is again as we can have already read with JIT systems, that is whenever it has been required by the retailers, the suppliers are going to supply the products, and no need of keeping the inventories, no need of making the requirements of the inventories. It will be simultaneously delivered to the retailers. And the last type of ordering system is direct store delivery, DSD. No warehouse, vendors delivers directly to the stores. No such type of intermediaries are being required. No such type of wholesalers or but channel members are being required. The particular delivery store system will be directly from the manufacturer to the. And the third thing, that is merchandise handling. Merchandise handling is the after getting with the ordering of the merchandise when come to the retailing store, the handling of those merchandising has been important. That is, starting with the stocking of merchandise can be at store or at a warehouse. Retailer must prepare out of it whether the merchandises must be stocked in the store itself or it must be stocked in the warehouse. Next is, in either case, receiving function must inspect, verify, and log in deliveries and compare to vendor's invoice. that is to maintaining the receipt and the order, whatever we have ordered and whatever we are receiving. On the basis of that, again the handling can be done. And the third, that is price marking of product must be performed if required. That is whatever price we are getting from suppliers and what we have to pay to the as the final price for the display or for the customers. Next topic comes with the financial merchandise management. Financial merchandise management is actually the financials of financial management of merchandises. Whatever the amount we have to spend for the merchandise management, whatever the amount can be spending up to the for the demanding of the merchandises in a store, because it is the soul of any of the store. The merchandise must be have the maximum number of financials or investment and must be planned according to it. Financial planning is the process of estimating the capital required and determining its competition. It is the process of framing financial policies in relation to procurement, investment, and administration of funds of an enterprise. The financial planning is the process of estimating the capital required, whatever the capital has been required for which type of merchandises, and to balance the competition also. According on the basis of that, the merchandises can be managed. It is a process of framing financial policies in relation to procurement, investment, and administration of fund. That is a proper procurement, proper investment, and proper administration of funds by an enterprise will be done, so that the merchandise management can be will be successful. Objective of financial planning can be: first, determining capital requirements. What is the amount of the capital it has been required to plan with the merchandise? Second, that is the capital structure. What are the structure of capital, where from where we can gather with the capital, and whether it is from directly from the top management, or it is from the profit we are earning, or it is whatever type of structure the organization or the policies the organization is having for their financial management. On the basis of that, the capital structures are being determined. Next is framing financial policies with regards to cash control, lending, borrowing, etc. Again, the financial policies of the organization has been important for the financial planning. On the basis of that only, the merchandises are being planned. And the last, that is a finance manager ensures that the scarce financial resources are maximally utilized in the best possible manner at least cost, in order to get maximum returns on investment. Whatever financial resources are being there, whatever planning must be there, it must maximize the utilization of financials, as well as the maximum return must be get from that investment by the financial manager. Importance of financial planning. There are number of the financial planning is very important for any of the retail organization or any of the organization. It starts with first, that is adequate funds have to be assured. That means whenever the financial planning has been there the it is the importance of that is first, that is with the adequate funds. The exact amount or exact investment must be there, or an exact financial must be there while they are going to have further plannings. The second, financial planning is going to have the reasonable balance between outflow and inflow funds. Again, it is very significant that it must balance with the outflow and inflow of the funds. That is whatever we are getting as an investment and whatever we are spending on it, it must be balanced. Next is the financial planner ensures that the suppliers of funds are easily investing in companies which exercise financial planning. That is, the suppliers of funds, those who are been investing in the organization, they must be as a retailer or as an organization, they must get very easily the investment, because if their funds are been secured, they will be going to get with the particular investment can be very easy for any of the organization. Next is financial planning helps in making growth and expansion programs, which helps in long run survival of the company. Again, if we are going to have the proper financial plannings, it will going to definitely help with the growth and expansion of the organization for the long time period. Next is financial planning reduces uncertainties with regards to changing market trends, which can be faced easily through enough funds. Again, if we are going to plan with the proper financial plannings, it is definitely going to reduce the uncertainties like changing market trends. If the trends are being changed of the market, the planning is going to support for that change also, and the proper and enough funds can be managed on the basis of that. And the last, that is financial planning helps in reducing the uncertainties which can be hindrance to growth of the company. Like again, other than this, if the tariffs or the change of the taxes, there is a change of the scenario, there can be the change of the promotion technological advancement, there can be change in the channel of distribution techniques. All these are being going to be clear out of with the financial planning if the company is being prepared with the proper management of the finance. Now, the next is financial merchandise. Financial merchandise can be managed on the two major methods, or it can be occur when retailer specifies which products are purchased, when products are purchased, and how many products are to be purchased. Again, for this type of questions, there are two methods which can be used by any of the financial merchandise management system. That is the first, that is dollar control, and other one is the unit control. As the first, dollar control itself has been suggesting that the because again the methods are being emerged from the city means countries like where the dollars are being utilized, or it is the more powerful currency of the world, so that every this particular system has been named after dollar. But though we are in India, we are using with the rupee, so we can have a rupee control in systems. Rupee control system is basically or rupee control financial merchandise management system are basically, it involves planning and monitoring a retailer's investment in merchandise over a stated period. Like whatever the amount or whatever the investment, it is based on rupee or it is based on dollar. That is the planning and monitoring a retailer's investment. Whatever retailer's investment is there in a particular given period, on the basis of that the financial management can be there. Or the second thing, that is unit control. Unit control relates to the quantities of goods a retailer handles during a state period. Again, if you will, we can say that unit has been depending up to the quantities, and the dollar has been depending up to the amount or the investment. So that a financial merchandise management can have either with the dollar control systems, or they can have with the unit control system on the basis of the number of quantities demanded by a retailer. The benefits of financial merchandise plan come to the last, the thing, benefits of financial merchandise plan, that is the value and amount of inventory in each department or store unit during a given period are delineated. That is, the benefit will be the value and amount of inventory will be given. The second is the amount of merchandise a buyer can purchase during a given period is stipulated. The third is the inventory investment in relation to planned and actual revenues is studied. The fourth one, that is the retailer space requirements on the basis of financials, the retailer space requirements are being managed. Next is a buyer's performance is rated. On the basis of that, the buyer's performance can be rated. Next is stock shortage can be analyzed and can be managed on the basis of that. Next is slow moving items can be identified and it can be removed, or the other particular fast moving items can be there. And the next will be a proper balance between inventory and out of stock conditions has been maintained by the proper financial merchandise plans. Thank you. Any doubt you can ask.